It's easy to think of emotions as something that's outside of ourselves. It's not actually a physical thing, but it is. We are energetic beings, as I've stated before, and I probably will many more times. We are energetic beings. Energies are felt within us, because that is what we are. We are all our souls living within our own body. So emotions are energies that you feel within yourself. It's not something that lives outside of you. It is of you and in you. So whenever something traumatic happens or something amazing happens, you feel that as a physical reaction within your body. That is something that is special, that no matter if it feels good or if it feels bad, that you need to feel, because those types of things can be suppressed within us. And you can store trauma within your body just by trying to not feel bad or sad momentarily. The saying, you have to feel it to heal it, is absolutely true, in my opinion. In order for you to actually heal the things that you have built up within you from any type of event, whether it be small or big, that you did not want to feel at the time, or that was too much. Anything that's stored within your body can be healed. And it's not like you have to go deep within your thoughts and think of all of these things that have happened to you in the past that you don't want to, no. Whenever a trigger happens, whenever a feeling happens, when an emotion happens, that is a beautiful time to feel that within yourself. Movement helps to release these stored traumas within our bodies. Stretches, we'll go over all different kinds of things that I've personally done to help me get through that. Today I just really wanted to talk about emotions and how they're felt in the body, and how in the moment it can seem overwhelming, but that's whenever you need to feel it. You have to feel it to heal it. There are times where I have had to overcome extreme anxiety. And if you are in a space where you are feeling anxious and your heart is pumping and you're like scared or worried or stressed or whatever, that is a perfect time to just breathe. Connect with your breath. Connect with the energy of yourself. Put your hand over your heart and your stomach if it feels good. We are all built different. Everyone's body is different. How you process emotions and energies is different. Different foods affect everyone differently. Even though we are all human and we are all connected, we are all different. So tools that work for me may not work for you as good. So for me, if I am in a space where I'm feeling overwhelmed or anxious, or my heart's racing, connect with my breath. I connect with my body. I listen to the sounds that are around me. Right now I hear the birds. I hear Muta the cat purring and rubbing on me, as you can probably see. I hear the wind moving through the trees. I feel the sun on my face. I'm grounding in the earth, which is something that is so powerful, since we are energetic beings. It's like how we recharge our phones. You go outside and you recharge yourself. If you're ever feeling a moment of overwhelm, try taking your shoes off and walking around. Go lean up against a tree or hug a tree. Put your hands on the earth. Reconnect with yourself. Reconnect with this beautiful, beautiful nature that we are all so blessed to be around. I've lived in a city before. I've lived in a few cities before. And I understand that it can be a little bit harder to find space to go out and seek that calm. But I urge you to do so. You can see a lot of different studies that have been done, even where they'll draw blood before and after someone just walks outside for 10 minutes, barefoot on the earth, in the sun, before their blood was stagnant and coagulating in places and not moving freely like it should. And then just literally 10 minutes outside, they come back in and do another blood draw, and it's moving freely. Water, sun, food. The saying, you are what you eat, is there for a reason. Literally, the matter that makes up you are the things that you consume within your body. Isn't that amazing and crazy? Really? All at the same time. You are what you eat. What you eat becomes the mass of you. And then if you look at the trees, you might think that the trees are built up of, things that nutrients it pulls from the soil and the water and things like that. But a tree is carbon. A tree is made up essentially of the breath that comes from us. And then we live off of the oxygen of the trees. It's just this beautiful cycle of exchange. Nature is healing. Vibrations are healing. So you can look at all the different studies on water and putting love into your water versus putting hatefulness into your water and what it actually does to the cellular structure of the water. And then you can look at different vibrations being played through a speaker and how that water affects it. And then you can think of how much our bodies are made up of water, and your mind is made up of even more water than your body. So the words that you speak and the things that you think you don't even have to speak has an effect on the vibration of your body as a whole, and has an effect on the outside world around you. So be careful of what you say to people. Be careful of what you say to yourself. You are speaking spells when you speak. Be mindful of that. Your thoughts become your reality, and your perception is your reality. That's why two people can go to the same event, be side by side, experiencing the same thing the whole time. And one can leave thinking, well, that was crazy. That was not good at all. And the other can think, that was such an amazing experience, and I had a wonderful time. It's because of your perception. It's because of your inner thoughts and what you're constantly listening to and thinking. We have power over our own minds. Your mind in itself is a powerful thing. Your beliefs and what you think to be true is what your reality is going to show you. You being more conscious to seek out good things or things that you think are beautiful or that make you happy. Seeking out these things consciously makes it to where eventually that's what our subconscious is looking at and looking for. A lot of us have been wired since a young age to think negatively about ourselves or other people or the world around us, and that's just simply not true. You can live a beautiful, amazing, happy life, literally mirrored to someone else doing the exact same things, and they're living a miserable life. And what's the difference there? It's your mind. The person that says they can and the person that says they can't, they are both right. They're both right. Because what you say you can do or what you think you can do, you can do. And if you say, I can't do that, then what's the point of you trying? You'll never try. You'll never do it. This lifetime is meant to be evolving, a constant shift and change and up level in the way that you think and your thoughts and your consciousness. being conscious in your life. I have experienced so many people who are not conscious on the regular in their daily, who aren't aware of truly their own reality. Screens, technology, beautiful, beautiful things can be super connecting, but also super disconnecting. And if you're on your phone for 3 hours at a time and you don't even realize it, it's 3 hours of your life. So just being more conscious of your actions and of the things that you're doing and of the time that you're spending and the things that you are saying to yourself, the things that you are speaking into your reality. That can be a matter of living a happy life or not. Going back to emotions, energies being felt in the body. You can think of a time where you've felt extremely happy or extremely mad. You might feel it in your throat or in your stomach. I think the best way to release those stored traumas in our body are to actually feel them. So that means when you are feeling that, not trying to put in your mind words to it, not going to the thinking of the thing. Just go within your body. The feeling might move. If you're angry, you might feel it in your throat or in your chest. And you breathe through that and you feel that before you react. Living your life in reaction mode is one of the fastest ways to lose control of yourself. Because that means that any outside force or any outside person or any outside thing can have an effect on you every day in your mood and how you think and how you feel. The only one that should have control over you and your emotions is yourself. Things happen, triggers, that maybe it's something we were holding on since childhood. Maybe it's something that happened in a negative space. Maybe it's extremely good, but it's still hard to process. A trigger is a blessing because that is the moment that you have to go within and to feel those things. To go in to heal yourself. To where next time you may not be triggered. And see, that's the thing that I don't really like some speech that I've heard in the space of understanding energetics and emotions and your body and healing your past traumas and healing yourself, is that it's not like A to B point. And you get to the end and you're healed. It's a understanding more of your body, more of how it works. And healing is a journey. It's not a destination. That doesn't mean that you're always going to have the same triggers, but there may be something that happens and you're like, I thought that I had this part of myself healed. Why am I feeling this way? Or why am I triggered? Or whatever. But it's because it's not a destination. It's a journey, just like life. Life, you're meant to enjoy the journey. You're meant to enjoy every single moment of it. The good and the bad are things that are there for you to experience. It doesn't mean that it has to be a joyous experience always, but it means that it is an experience that you are made to feel and heal and grow through. And then maybe whenever you're at the end of this process of grieving or this process of anger or understanding yourself or sticking up for yourself, whatever it may be, when you're feeling like you have understood the process of how to get there at the end, then maybe you can be the one to reach your hand out and help someone else along their journey, which is kind of what I'm hoping to be able to do here. To reach out my hands and to say, I have been there. I know I am here. Let me help you through. So I want to do a few practices on forgiveness and calling back fragments of ourselves. So I would like to invite you to do a process of forgiving. First, we're going to forgive ourselves, because I think that it's far easier to forgive others than after you've been able to forgive yourself. Because if you can't forgive yourself for anything and everything, how could you possibly forgive someone else? We have to understand that forgiveness is something that we do for ourselves. It's not for anyone else. It's like someone's thrown you a hot coal and you're holding on to it and it's burning you. You're like, but they gave this to me. This is mine. They gave it to me. It's burning me. It's not hurting them, but they gave it to me. But you have the option to let it go and to heal those wounds. It doesn't mean you have to forget, but it means that you are giving yourself grace to forgive and to not hold on to that within. Because it all goes back to how emotions are energies that are felt and stored within the body, and we have to release that. So, let's take a few deep breaths. If you're fortunate to be able to go outside on a beautiful sunny day, I invite you to do so. Put your hand on your heart, over your chest if you feel like it. Everything is a different tool for someone, so do what feels right for you. Okay? Trust your body to know what it needs to do. And as you are saying your forgiveness, you might have thoughts, events, points in time in your life that come to mind. Just feel it and let it pass and let it go. So we'll start off just, I forgive myself. I forgive a little deeper. I forgive myself for not knowing any better. I forgive myself for doing that. I forgive myself for not doing that. I forgive myself for not treating myself right. I forgive myself for thinking that way. I forgive myself for not being there for me. Anything that comes to mind, I forgive. I forgive. I forgive you. Allow yourself to feel love for yourself. Allow yourself to love who you are at the core, with every thought, with every word, with every action. I forgive myself. I forgive myself for being naive. I forgive myself for being gullible. I forgive myself for sharing too much or too little. Understand that everything that happens is happening for you. It's not happening to you. Every thought of forgiveness for yourself was a lesson there that was made to help you become a better human, to be a little bit of a better person every single day. And give yourself the grace that you give others. I forgive. I forgive. Try to forgive even a little deeper. And a little deeper still. forgive you. I love you. I love who I am. I love this body I am in. I am forgiven and I am worthy of forgiveness. Do that for as long as you need, as many times as you need. I forgive myself. I forgive you. I love you. For me, once I start to feel whole within myself, especially being outside on this beautiful day, I like to imagine my light filter coming on. It's like a beam of light. It comes from the sky all the way down, touches the top of my head, and it runs over me like honey, encompassing my whole body. In different times, the light will be different colors. From the top of my head to the tip of my toes and all throughout. It runs all over me, this beautiful, bright, filtering light of energy. And then once it's down to the bottom of my feet, it goes deep into the ground and it grounds me from heaven to earth. My light shines, my warmth and my love, and I can feel it within every fiber of my being. When I'm at that point of feeling full forgiveness for myself and no more things come, then I begin to forgive other people. Simple. I forgive you. I forgive you for doing that to me. I forgive you for saying those things. I forgive you for treating me that way. I forgive you for not being there for me. I forgive you for making me feel this. I forgive you for not knowing better. I forgive you for knowing better and doing it anyways. I forgive you for not healing yourself. I forgive you for that. I forgive you. Anything that comes to mind, any person that comes to mind, forgive. I forgive. I have my light filter and my energy shield on, and I forgive. And any of those imaginary ties that are binding us, this is the moment that you can sever them. This no longer has control over you. Your light immediately heals and it sends love and forgiveness to them. I forgive you. I forgive you. It seems like I've done this many times, and yet there's always more. You can always forgive just a little deeper. Forgive yourself. You forgive others. I forgive and I release and I heal this within myself. I no longer am holding on to this coal to burn the holes in my hand. I release and I forgive. And I am forgiven. You are forgiven. once you feel like it's all out, and sit there within yourself for a moment and come back within your body. Connect with your breath. Feel that release, like the weight has been lifted from your shoulders. Because you no longer need to carry all of this. You don't have to carry it. You can just drop it and let it go. Know that you are worthy, that you have the ability to change, that every single thought and every single action matters, not only for yourself, but for the whole collective of the world. Everything's going to be okay. You are going to be okay. I hope that you can find this practice to be a little helpful for you. Then once I do that, and I'm feeling all good within my body, that's the point that I like to call back in the parts of myself, the fragments of myself that may have been lost. So I feel like if you're in a very intense argument, or you've lost a loved one, there's a traumatic shifting event from point A to point B, like there was a time before this happened to who I am now. All those little fragments of you that have been left behind or shattered just a little bit in your heart, call them back. Call them back. Put your hand over your heart, and it's as simple as calling your own name. Call yourself back to within yourself. Tap on your heart and say your name. Call yourself back. You may have more events or fragments or emotions or pictures or things that come up of times in your life. Just let it happen. Feel it and let it go. Let it go through you. Just call your name. Call yourself back. Elena. 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 Call all those pieces of yourself. Call back that little girl, little boy from deep within. Call back that innocence. Call back that peace. Call back that happiness. Call back yourself. That joy, the abundance, the overflow of love. Call back all of those pieces of yourself simply by calling your own name and allowing the older versions of yourself to hear that calling. Time is not linear from point A to point B. We do not understand how these things work as human beings. You may think you understand, but you don't truly know. Time is not linear. In a way, I feel like it's all happening all at once, and somehow we are experiencing it in this moment and in the now. That you are calling back all those fragments of yourself that you left behind, or that someone took because you allowed them to, because you didn't know any better. But you forgave yourself for that, didn't you? Now it's time to call it back. Call back all those pieces of yourself, all those fragments that were left behind and grieve for anger, or angst, or fear, or judgment. call it back. Call back every beautiful, broken piece of yourself. And you will be put back better than ever. Our bodies have the ability to heal when given the proper conditions. That is both physical, spiritual, emotional, all of it. We have the ability to heal ourselves. You are very strong. Your mind is incredibly powerful. You could never even imagine all the things that you could do. Do these things as many times as it takes. You can see I still tear up from now and then when I do them, but it's because I truly feel that within myself. And it's always good to circle back. It goes to how I was saying that healing is a journey, not a destination. I thank you. I thank you for doing this practice with me. I thank you for doing the hard work to heal yourself, because the more people that do it, the brighter and the better and the more loving the whole world becomes. The world may be run by a select few, but it is the whole as a collective that makes the world what it is. And the things that you think and the frequencies that you hear, whether it be television programming, radio, all of it, be conscious of what you intake within yourself. Be conscious of what a person or thing does to your own energy, to your own thoughts, to your own emotions, because that is your vibration. That is what you are putting out into the world to mirror back to you. Live life consciously, and you will have a beautiful life. No matter what happens, no matter what you have or don't have. Live life consciously. Be grateful. Be grateful for the air in your lungs. Be grateful for the body that you have, because no one else is like you in the whole world, and there will never be another you. There is only me. There is only you. There will never be another one of us. Not exactly the same, with the same thoughts and the same physical form. No. You are special. I am special. I am the one. You are the one. We were put here for a reason, and we can have an impact on the world, and we can help the world as a whole to become a better place, simply by the way we live our life, simply by the everyday spells in which we speak and thoughts in which we think. Never forget your power. Until next time, and thank you so much for allowing me the space to talk to you just a little bit about these things. I forgive you.